Alright, everybody, I'm here to annoy you. I'm going to ramble on. That's what I choose to do in this video. I'm going to ramble. Now, if you're not a big fan of strong, opinionated Ike, click away because I got opinion. I ain't afraid to share my feelings, my opinions to you. That's what this is for. This is my channel. It has my name on it, so I'm going to say what I want. It doesn't have anybody else's name on it but mine. So these are my videos, my thoughts. Alright, before I get into the juicy stuff and just start talking all stuff that politically correct trendies don't like to talk about, you know what I'm talking about. Let me go over a couple things. I've done a couple of videos here, and it's left y'all with a lot of question marks, and I'm sorry I've misled some of you. If you are on my Facebook account, you would know, or at least one of those videos, what it was about. Let me just say this and just put it out there, and I don't want to get into nitty gritty. First of all, the company I work for is a good company. I know that there's a lot of y'all saying, oh, mega carrier, bad, bad, bad. Well, from my experience, it's good, good, good in a lot of ways. Also, it has some negative, there is some negative to it. Nothing to do with the size of the company or this, that, and other. It's just, it has to do with just certain things that I'll just leave to myself, because I don't think it really matters much to what, if some of y'all getting on with my company, and it would probably fit you. But listen, I've been driving 12 years, and so coming here, when I came here, I had 9 years experience. So, it was a culture shock. It was kind of like with rules and this, that, and other. It was kind of going backwards in a way. Slow truck. I was already doing e-logs, so. But I got used to it, and it pays really good. The pay is really, really good, folks. I know that you are saying, it's impossible that you can't get paid good. Yeah, we get paid pretty good. Alright. It's a dedicated account, though. Let me get you, some of you are going to say, oh, I worked for them, and I didn't get this, that, and other. Well, you know what? You're doing the wrong thing up here. What I do is not for everybody. The whole OTR business, get up, drink your cup of coffee, and go drive all day, that's not what I do. I make a lot of delivery, folks. I deliver more than I drive, okay? I pick up more than I drive. I mean, I sit at the shipper half the time. I sit at Home Depot's half the time. I mean, just my customers, I spend a lot of time at my customers. And I don't drive that far, which is kind of neat. And you get paid very well for that too. So it's not like, oh, you're sitting a lot. No, you get paid for that. Okay. So I've been doing the same thing for 3 years. And actually, if you think about, I've been delivering these doors for almost 4 years. I've been delivering to Home Depot and Lowe's for, gosh, even longer, pushing 10 years. So it's, I've been doing the same thing for a long time. And when you do a same thing for a long time, you get burnt out on it. And and I'm still burnt out on it. And there's no amount of vacation, I don't think, unless I take like a 6-month vacation. I mean, I'm burnt out. I'm not afraid to tell you right now. Doing the same old stuff. I wouldn't mind a change. The only problem with change is that there's a lot of things. Uncertainties is the main thing. Risking a pay cut and risking, benefits. You lose vacation. Insurance may not be as good or whatever. You also risk the environment. The environment currently work in, you don't really deal with the big company of Schneider. You don't. We're on a dedicated account and it's small, and we see the same drivers a lot. And there's a camaraderie to it that the drivers that you're talking to. You know them at all. So what my deal is here is that I'm just so burnt out, it's unbelievable. I'm ready for a change, and there's some operational things that have been changing here lately too that I don't like. I'm not going to go into specifics or whatever. I'm not even going to go over any of that. It's just operational issues that are starting to change, and that's bugging me as well. So that, long story short, I know it's a long story already. We did 2 videos. Ike's last ride. And this is the reason why I said that. This is the reason why I put that video out there. If you notice, I had a bunch of shots, or old clips from days at Butler and Estrella that I was it's just over the road. What my thought was initially, and I still may do it, I just hate to take chances, is to go OTR for a few months, 3 or 4 months, during the summer months before it gets cold, with a company named Seaboard Transport. I had an orientation date already set up. I had to talk to them at the last minute, talking about, I got something else going, and I did. Last Monday the 12th, was supposed to be my orientation date. And I contacted them on the 7th saying something else came up. But what I was going to do is do OTR for about 3 or 4 months, and I did the numbers with this company, maybe $100 pay cut, if that. And so doing that for 3 or 4 months would have been alright. I was going to do that for 3 or 4 months and then get a local gig that I already had spotted out and do that just for whenever, until I retire, for all I know. And that's what I eventually want to do anyway, I think. Alright, here we go with I thinks, alright. Then about a week or 2 later, maybe a week later, I came out with another video saying, is Ike leaving Schneider? And it was supposed to be a teaser, and everyone was supposed to be thinking, oh, he's leaving, where is he going to go? It's so, I'm so glad you seen the light, you're going to leave Schneider. Well, I wasn't going to leave Schneider at all with that video. If you look back, I never said I was leaving Schneider, I just put it out there. Now, as some of y'all guessed in the comments, is that I was going to go the owner-operator route. And I pursued this once a year ago. And it almost happened a year ago, and it almost happened again. Cold feet. Didn't want to take a chance. There you go, another chance. And I've got my reasons why I didn't do it, and I don't want to go into details about that, but it's like, now's not the right time. The reason why I didn't go to Seaboard, go OTR for that last thing, was because of that. also because, well, my boss said, hey, you know, he convinced me to stay, and then it's like, well, then someone else called. Let me put it to you this way: I put in 3 applications. I got 3 phone calls back. Okay, one of them was a local company hauling frac sand around Texas, and I almost took it. I almost did. Pay cut was happening. There was going to be a pay cut with that one. Plus, I had to shave. Plus, it was 4 on 2 off. You didn't really have any flexible time. So, I've done a brief stint in the oil fields, and it's not really for me. Okay, so that's where we stand right there. So I'm still here. I'm still, as far as I know, I'm gonna be here for a while, doing what I'm doing right now, dedicated account, and you know, I'm burnt out. I'm not gonna lie, and I'm not gonna tell you that I'm going to stay for sure. It's just really, really eating on me. There's a lot of different things that go into that as well that I don't care to talk about, and maybe one of these days I will, but right now I can't. So that's that. That's the reason. That explains 2 videos. Now I left them up because I did spend a little time on working on at least one of them, and so y'all watch them and see what y'all think, and I may repost them if something does happen as well. So that's that. Alright, so that's the trucking biz. I'm going to ramble on in this video, okay? I'm just going to tell you. Alright, so a lot of y'all know I'm not all about trucking. I am recording on my webcam. Alright, and you're thinking, okay, you got cameras all over the place. Why are you using that one? Well, because I can. As Trucker Chuck will say, because I can. Which, by the way, y'all do a Google search on Trucker Chuck. And Jerry Ott. That's all I got to say. It's actually been up for a while, but it's on another website, so y'all may find that funny. Alright, so let's get out of trucking for a minute. Let's talk about a few things. First of all, I'm going to tell you what I'm going to be doing here this next summer. If everything goes right and if I'm going to stay here, I'm going to do a lot of camping. A lot of camping and a lot of fishing. And I've been now I took my mom fishing for Mother's Day. We kind of halfway fished. But I'm going to do some real fishing this weekend, hopefully. It's been a while since I've done some real fishing. Real fishing I've done, I actually posted on video, and that was probably first part of May. No, that was still in April. So I've lost a couple of weeks fishing here, not doing anything. So I gotta go back fishing before it gets really too hot. Right now they should start hitting on the worms, top water stuff like buzz baits and frogs. I'm gonna try to hit them off the frogs. Those are fun with the lily pads. I've never caught one. That's just it. I've never caught one off a frog, a plastic frog floating. I've caught them off of buzz baits and stuff, other top waters, which is pretty neat. Man, that's neat just to watch them come. I've had them bite at the frog, but it's different with the frog. You gotta let them take it, and it's hard because when they come up to the water with their big old mouth and splashing, all you want to do is set the hook. That's just natural, just to set the hook. And you can't do that. Not yet. You gotta like let them take it. You gotta be patient. Let them take it, and then set the hook. Because let's see if I can. All right, say this is the frog, right? Not nearly this big, but here's the hooks, and the head of the frog is looking that way. This frog is looking that way, right? And the hooks are on the back, but they're kind of like that, and it's hollow. So they actually have to grab this, bite down on it really good, and then you set the hook, and hopefully those two hooks will grab. So it's a little difficult. So I'm gonna try to film my first fish I catch off a frog. That'd be pretty neat. So I've been fishing in a little while, and I need to do it. Worms like on Caddo, we're looking at Tequila Sunrise, which is a reddish color, dark purple. It's more of a purple, but also red shad, which is a worm as well, about 10-inch, maybe. Get them a little shorter, and stuff like that. And then topwaters. That's good right now, and it'll be good like that for a couple months until the Sylvania runs out. And Caddo Lake's got giant Sylvania. If you don't know what that is, Google it. But it's very bad. I hate it. I'll probably shoot video of that this summer when it gets real bad. Alright, so that's that. And hopefully I don't want to change jobs, so it's like I enjoy doing fishing and stuff like that, but it's just like so many questions marks right now. And we got vacation. We're going to do some camping. Going camping here in June, second weekend of June. And then we're going to plan on our vacation going camping. Well, it's going to be hot, so we'll see. And that'll be in last week of July, so we don't know. We're not going to book that until like last minute, I think. Alright, so that's that. That's what I'm doing in my personal life. I'll give y'all a little something. You know, little nuggets. I don't tell y'all too much of my personal life. You know, every now and then I give y'all a little something like that. So, anyways, what else? I want to talk a little politics. This is where we're going to get long-winded. A couple of things, just off the top of my head, no notes, whatever. As a lot of y'all know, I follow a guy named Gumfarb. 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 One word. And he's a friend of mine. Haven't seen him in person in about maybe 2 years now. It's been a while. And so, but he and I go back a little ways, probably about 10 years or so. 10, 11, 12 years. Radio buddy. We're radio buddy. He is a Democrat, and I mean a Democrat. Oh, Obama the man. Now he's all about Clinton going to be running. Listen, I want to tell you something. That's the last thing we need is Hillary Clinton versus Jeb Bush. Can we get rid of these people? What makes you think everything's going to be so great with Hillary? Or so great with Bush? Come on! Let's freaking get away from these idiots. Let's put someone new in there. You know, someone who is not a career politician would be nice. I mean, just go freaking off the wall. Now, I typically try not to vote for atheists or anything like that, but Jesse Ventura, I wouldn't mind voting for him, even though he's an atheist. We don't see things, you know, 100%. But I don't know. But the whole, you know, there's a bunch of guys. Rand Paul, I mean, all these guys. But the last thing we need is a Bush and a Clinton. Alright? Now they're sitting there talking about raising the minimum wage. They're raising the minimum wage, or they want to. The Democrats are all about it. They seem to think that if we raise the minimum wage, that the employers, like the Walmarts of the world, out of the goodness of their heart, they're going to go ahead and pay them minimum wage and not raise the prices on the goods to compensate for those pay raises. What is it, 7 something an hour now, and they want it to go up to 10 something? Who's going to be paying for that, folks? Us. Every time we go buy something. And when stuff is more expensive, you typically don't buy stuff. Alright? If it costs, I don't know, $3 for a thing of deodorant, and they're wanting to jack up the minimum wage, $10, you likely be spending maybe $4 on that thing, you know. And the more expensive it is, the more it's going to go up. Something may cost $100, it costs $120. I could see it like that. Go to the dollar menu at the freaking McDonald's, and I don't condone eating at McDonald's, okay? Unless you're starving, that place is a joke. Don't eat there. We probably eat there 3 times a year. When our kids were little, we ate there a lot, but no. But you sit there and tell me that you're going to have minimum wage at $10 an hour, and you want to have a dollar menu still? Maybe the $2 menu or the $3 menu. Everything's going to go up, folks. Do companies need to pay more? Yes, but you know what? Some jobs are supposed to be minimum wage. Adults shouldn't be working at McDonald's. My wife said that the other day. She sat there and said, well, you got all these adults working there. It should be like people like teenagers or someone, you know. And that's the way it used to be. Teenagers working at McDonald's and places like that. Now you see a lot of adults there because it's the only jobs they can get. Well, you think it's going to be better? No. It's not going to be better. It's going to suck. And of course these Democrats don't see it like that. They see, oh, let's feel sorry for the little guy and force companies to pay more. You feel sorry for a little guy all you want. I'll tell you what you can do. If you feel so sorry for me not getting paid what I'm worth, why don't you hand me a $100 bill right now? Every single Democrat. I'll tell you what, every single Democrat out there, hand me $1 bill. Every single Democrat. Send it to me. If you want my address, I'll give it to you, in private. Contact me on Facebook. I'll give it to you. You can send me $1. Alright? But I don't need you to force a law down my company's throat telling them to pay me more. Now, obviously, I don't get paid minimum wage, but if I did, it shouldn't be that way. That means all those employees getting $7 an hour for minimum wage. And all those guys that are making $8 or $9 an hour because maybe they've been there a little longer, or they're maybe they have a little bit more authority or something like that, they're even going to have to get paid more too. Well, $11, $12, $13, and that's all great and all that, but it shouldn't be the government's job to force that. I mean, we've got some great things, that the Democrats love that Republicans don't, like Social Security. I'm for that. You got to take care of your worker. People who's worked all their lives. You got to take care of them. Got to take care of our old folks, you know, Medicare and all that. Got to take care of our veterans. Got to take care of those folks. But sitting there supporting bad habits like sitting there smoking pot and playing video games all day long is not what we need to be supporting. Okay, beating a dead horse on that one, I think. Speaking of dead horse, and you know it, and I gotta mention it in every single video that I do when I start talking about this, but it is gay marriage. You know where I'm going, but let me explain something to you. You already know my thoughts. Maybe I shouldn't have to tell you my thoughts again. But some of y'all just don't know. Y'all just hear one thing. It's all, he hates gays. He hates queers. He hates all this. He said the queer word. He said the F word. He said faggot. Let me explain something to you. All of y'all out there that get offended by someone like me using such harsh words. If you go into the workplace, you're going to hear words like that all the time. No one gets fired. You go into the school playground. Well, now I guess, you know, they could get suspended now. But when I was a kid, you called someone a faggot. Call them a queer. You know, smear the queer. You know, no one thought anything of it. Jeez. I mean, now it's like, oh, we can't say those words. We can say everything else, but we can't say those words. Alright, whatever. But I say those words lighthearted. I say those words just because I always said them ever since I was a little kid. Does not mean anything bad against actual homosexuals. But I'm going to tell you something. Will my house be open to a homosexual? Not really, because I don't know. I'm against a lot of things, but homosexuality is one of the worst. But, you know, would I have one just a stranger? I wouldn't have a stranger, period, come up, hang out. But you know what? You can come to my house and I'll save a seat for you at the table, and we can eat, have dinner. But you got to be a friend, though. You already got to be a friend. And listen, I've had gay friends before. I know everyone's saying, "Oh, he's just saying that," you know, because you always hear it. I'm not racist. I got a black best friend, or I had a black friend in school. You know, that old cliche thing, even though it's probably true. But you know, for some reason, you liberals out there think that if I am against homosexual marriage, that means I'm a bigot. Hey, you're stupid. And some of you are Christians out there that think that it's okay to have gay marriage. You're stupid too. So, here's the deal. I don't hate gay people. I don't. I know a lot of y'all think I do, because I talk about it and I'm against it. But I don't hate gay people. I don't. Do I like snarl if some dude is acting like a sissy? Yeah. But do I hate that person? No. Don't put words in my freaking mouth. And you liberals like to do that. Y'all are good at it. Y'all like to put words in people's mouths. That's just what y'all do. Y'all like to say, y'all come up to me and say, "Did you vote for Obama?" I'll say no. You're a racist. That's what you tell me. That's what liberals do. Richard Gumfarb out there, that's what you do. If I'm against Obama, it doesn't mean I'm racist. It means I'm against liberals. I'm against liberals. Liberals I'm against. I'm against what they stand for. And they're the ones that throw out those words like hate monger, racist, and stuff like that. That's the reason why I can't stand them. Because you can't talk to them. This is the only way I could talk to a liberal, is right here on YouTube. Because why? Because, well, most of the liberals who watch this already click stop. Because that's what they do. They leave a conversation. Instead of sit there and have a conversation, that's not in the liberals, way of thinking, way of life. They do not have conversations with someone who does not agree with them. Me? I do. I look for a liberal. Listen, I am a liberal theologist. I study liberals. It's fun. It's fun for me to do, and I laugh because of just all the stupidity of them. Okay? Some of them are kind of halfway smart, but most of them ain't. They have no lick of common sense. They could probably have all the degrees on the wall that they have, freaking whatever kind of degrees they got. It don't make you smart in my book. That means, you know what that means? You made some good grades in school. Okay? It means you did your homework, did some studying, and you book smart. Common sense means a lot. And it don't seem like liberals have common sense. It don't. It does not. It don't. Liberals don't have common sense. Especially, hang on just a second. It's one thing if you're an atheist and you're liberal. You make more sense to me than what it is to be a Christian liberal. Why? Gay marriage, abortion, all this stuff like that. And listen, and I know what y'all probably say you're supposed to, y'all believe in socialism. Well, you know what? I'm all for giving things to the needy, to the hungry, whatever. People who need it, I'm all for it. But you volunteer that. You don't force people to do it. You don't force people to. You're stealing their money is what you're doing. If you make regulations, laws saying we're going to take money from the rich people and give it to the poor people, that's thievery. That is stealing in my book. Now, if that rich person or you or me, whatever, want to give some money or food or whatever to that poor person or whatever, that someone who needs it, that's what Jesus was talking about. And that's Christian love right there. How are you going to feel so great? I don't know. Occasionally I give to people who are on the side of the road, and you know what? And it just makes me feel really good. It's like Jesus. I could feel Jesus patting me on the back. I really do. I'm not joking, folks. I'm not. You get this sense of love. But how do you get that when you force someone else to give their money? That's thievery. And Jesus was against that. Okay? So don't pull that card on me. Yes, Jesus loved everybody, including gays. Jesus loves everybody, including... I want to tell you people something right now. I see a lot of you Christian folks out there that are either for or against gay marriage. This is why I think about it, and this is totally my opinion. But if you sit there and have multiple ex-wives or husbands or whatever, who are you to sit there and talk about gay marriage? That's one of the things we need to sit there and think about. This is the reason why I'm against a lot of these churches. That they're against gay marriage, but they're for divorce. Hang on just a second. We're sitting here talking about the same thing. This is the same thing, folks. The same thing. I'm aiming for 40 minutes here, okay? because Richard's was 40 minutes. But we're talking about the same thing. It's adultery. Both of them are adultery. We're talking about the same thing. God does not recognize a same-sex marriage. God does not recognize divorce, especially when it comes to, oh, I just don't love him anymore. Well, you better get to loving him. Work it out. You ever think of that, when you say your vows, through richer or poor, sickness and health, through the bad times and the good times, stuff like that? Work it out, folks. Work it out. Because, anyways, yeah, I mean, that's why I can't stand about churches. You see a pastor up there talking about gay marriage, and so, how many wives have you had? So, yeah, that's important. So whether you're for it or against it, even if you're for gay marriage, you have no right to talk either. Because why? Because you got to sit there and have all these freaking divorces and stuff, whatever you have. Freaking don't know who your baby daddy is. Oh, which, by the way, I gotta get this out. Oh, this is just bugging me. Bugging me. I got about 3 minutes to do this. I know so many people, I'm not going to say any names or whatever. I don't know. But I know so many people that don't know who their baby daddy is. Or maybe they know who the baby daddy is, but don't want to share it. They want you to lead someone else as the baby daddy. And I'm sitting there looking at these kids. So, that ain't the dad. That ain't the dad. But it's probably on the birth certificate. As far as I know, they are on the birth certificate. I don't see the birth certificate, but they sit there and have their last name. And I'm sitting there looking at them. So, hey, hang on just a second. Weren't you with this fella? That fella kind of looks about like that little kid right there. Huh. Now you going to sit there and tell us that kid is father is this person? I don't believe that stuff. We got a messed up civilization, you know that? We really do. These daggum parents out here drinking, drugs, video games, partying, whatever, in front of raising their kids. That's where we're having an issue. But this is the reason why we're having so many gay people running around here, because first of all, the flower power stuff went on, but we're going to have even more, because society is saying, hey, forget about religion and all that God stuff. Let's go do what your parents did. Your parents did drugs, got drunk every single night, didn't have a job. Let's do that. That's what society is telling them. We're going down in the wrong path, folks. We are. Alright, so I was aiming at 40 minutes. We're going to hit it. Because Richard did a 40-minute video, and usually I'm going to get a little personal here. But sometimes I like to watch y'all's videos who I'm subscribed to while I'm sitting on the can, pushing a load. 40 minutes! Goodness gracious! Man, doesn't that hurt your back? Be taking a dump 40 minutes. Doesn't that hurt your back? Alright, folks. Thanks for watching. Listen, man. I'm all for a good conversation. I am. So you can hit me up with the conversation. Name calling. Ain't gonna do it. Ain't gonna do it. And keep it clean, folks, please. I don't mind a debate. Y'all can debate all you want in the comments or whatever, but on Facebook or whatever, just keep it clean. That's all I ask. You know, kids are watching, man. All right, y'all. 40 minutes up. Talk to y'all later. Y'all have a good one. And what do I always say? What do I always say? I say something. At the end of all my videos, I say something. What do I say? You can say it for me in the comments. Oh!